2018 Citroën C5 Aircross Review. The good points of Citroën C5 Aircross: distinctive styling, promise of comfort, hybrid efficiency. The bad points of Citroën C5 Aircross: its looks may divide opinion. Lacks a high-power petrol version. A slight weight with the FF version. The Citroën C5 Aircross joins its similarly badged C3 sister car to help increase the French car campaigners lineup within the super-competitive SUV market. It's not Citroën's first crossover of latest times. The distinctive C4 Cactus is on sale since 2014, while it was repackaged being a more conventional hatchback in 2018. Whilst the 7-seater crosser would be a clone in the previous generation Mitsubishi Outlander. But the C5 Aircross is definitely an altogether different proposition. At 4.50 meters long it sits relating to the Peugeot 3008 and 5008 regarding size SUVs. It shares a great deal of its underpinnings and mechanical components with. Similarly, it's closely linked to not only the DS7 Crossback, but also the Vauxhall Grandland X. As using the recently facelifted C4 Cactus, the C5 Aircross majors on style and comfort, which is available using a raft of personalization options, which prove so well received with family car buyers. What helps make the 2019 Citroën C5 Aircross different? Citroëns are renowned for ride comfort, a trait the firm's bosses want to focus their attention up with forthcoming models. The C5 Aircross may be the first model designed while using Citroën advanced comfort philosophy planned from the outset, although revised C4 Cactus hatchback even offers some of these developments installed. Chief one of several hardware changes is really a suspension setup and doing what Citroën calls progressive hydraulic cushions. It won't completely replicate the famed magic carpet ride of hydropneumatic Citroëns of old, though the claim is the fact it will iron out your majority of surface imperfections without making the C5 Aircross list just like a ship any time you encounter a large part. Furthermore, Citroën's equipped the C5 Aircross with sofa-like seats, something more important what she's seen about the C4 Cactus, that has a massage function elective for the front pair and also a reclining backrest for that rear bench. The cabin is going to be trimmed in soothing hues, although whether these achieve the UK on right-hand drive models remains in sight, while double-glazed acoustic insulating glass can also be available. Distinctive and functional 2019 Citroën C5 Aircross styling. Recent hallmarks of Citroën's distinctive design language can be found and correct using the C5 Aircross, including the eyebrow-like LED day-running lights with main headlamp units nestled separately below. There's also a smattering of air bumps, think tough and bubble wrap, on the lower edges from the doors for the dash of rugged protection. Unique, to date, no less than, on the C5 Aircross would be the chrome look hoops about the side or windows, using a subtle third section of glass appearing blackhead out to back. LED right tail lamps are bisected using a wide opening tailgate. As you move, the exterior is usually gussied up further with flashes of red detailing. It's unclear yet whether other color swatches will likely be available as they're around the C3 Aircross. There's an upmarket look to your distinctive cabin, boasting a 12.3-inch infotainment screen on high-spec versions, using a wide center console plus an electronic instrument binnacle directly ahead from the driver. There's lots of tech to obtain your teeth into. Grip control with hill assist descent, hill start assist, cornering lights function, trailer stability control, mirror screen function, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, Citroën Connect Nav, Citroën Connect Box with SOS and assistance, wireless smartphone charging, the connected cam Citroën dashcam. It also carries a number of luggage-inspired design details, again a nod to your C4 Cactus, but we expect an uplift in material quality considering the C5 Aircross's higher price point. As you would expect of a contemporary car, connected online services will probably be available, as will many driver assistance systems tasked with preventing from being involved in an accident. These include autonomous emergency braking, post-collision safety braking, active departure warning system, active lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control with stop and go, collision risk alert, coffee break alert, driver attention alert, extended traffic sign recognition and recommendation, highway driver assist, combines adaptive cruise control with stop and go along with the active lane departure warning system to handle driving semi-autonomously in specific driving conditions. Intelligent beam headlights. What's the Citroën C5 Aircross love to drive? We grabbed a simple drive of the pre-production prototype in Paris, and about the basis with this, the one thing we can point out that Citroën makes good its promise to supply high quantities of overall comfort. The controls and driving position are pretty much as they are inside the C5 Aircross's PSA cousins. Impressive aspects include the squashy, yet supportive, seats, the refinement by reviewing the pure petrol engine, and controls that feel completely nice make use of. All we are able to comment on is the place where the C5 Aircross handles low-speed road imperfections. It's advisable to describe it as being absorbent and well-damped, obviously biased towards softness. Where it falls down slightly in this particular pre-production prototype is although lumps and bumps are handled well, really rough stuff is transmitted noisily throughout the car's structure, that may detract on the car's overall feeling of refinement. Citroën C5 Aircross 2019, petrols, diesels and also a PHEV. For launch, the Citroën C5 Aircross SUV will be provided with a variety of latest generation Euro 6.2 engines are available in petrol-powered flavors, PureTech 130S and S 6-speed manual and PureTech 180S and S Seat 8. There may also be 3 diesel versions. The Blue Eddy 136-speed manual, Blue Eddy 130S and S Seat 8 and Blue Eddy 180S and S Seat 8. Citroën says that this new 8-speed auto is 7% extremely effective than the outgoing 6-speeder. Also confirmed is the fact the SUV will be provided with a 300 horsepower petrol-electric plug-in hybrid powertrain right after launch. The one model inside range with 4-wheel drive. It has a battery-only selection of 40 miles, and joins the number in late 2019. Land Rover Discovery Sport performance wasn't simple to assess during its first test performed on snow-strewn Icelandic roads. However, the 187 bhp 2.2-litre diesel engine, as used from the Range Rover Evoque, aligned using the 9-speed automatic felt strong and smooth within these conditions. This engine's key characteristic will it be is packed using a hefty dose of pulling power 420 Nm of torque that begins from low down the rev range. This makes it much easier to drive smoothly, which is well suited towards the silky 9-speed automatic that slips so effortlessly, relating to the gears that it must be hard to tell in the event the car is different gears. It makes for just a great motorway cruiser, also as auto easy to drive out. The SD4 is also provided with a revised 6-speed manual gearbox, which marginally raises the claimed average fuel consumption from 44.8 miles per gallon to 46.3, and reduces CO2 emissions down from 166 GkM to 162. That places the Sport in road tax band G regardless with the gearbox chosen. It is enough shove to allow the Discovery Sport to tow as much as 2,200 kilograms brake towing weight, which increases to 2,500 kilograms if your car is fitted while using Torpack. For those aiming to reduce running costs, Land Rover is promising a two-wheel drive version 2WD with manual gearbox, dubbed the ED4, which emissions into 119 GkM of CO2. Look out for that test in it soon. The Land Rover Discovery Sport works at the same time off-road because it does on-road due to a lighter body versus the outgoing Freelander plus a raft of driver aids. On-road handling. Land Rover renders much on the comparative lightness in the new Discovery Sport and just how it has a positive effect on agility within the road. This was tricky to gauge on winter-hit Icelandic roads, but it really rides well. Also, it's difficult to see why the Sport won't prove considerably more responsive to controls inputs and feel more composed in comparison with its older sibling, the Freelander. The Discovery Sport also is sold with some useful driver aids, including electric power-assisted steering that's speed variable at low speeds. A little input gets big change of direction. At higher speeds a little input gets small change of direction. Dynamic stability control, traction control and engine drag torque control to avoid the wheels locking when you come off the throttle quickly. All these systems are meant to assist the driver in retaining full control on the vehicle even just in tricky driving conditions. Off-road handling. The Land Rover Discovery Sport motocross ability is evenly strong, and it is fitted using the same terrain response system as found for the Range Rover Evoque. The driver simply selects the under tyre conditions from general road, grass, gravel, snow, mud and ruts, and sand. The drivetrain then adjusts to offer the best usage of power to supply the maximum traction and safety. The Discovery Sport also features hill descent control, gradient release control and roll stability control, which all help ensure that the Sport doesn't escape shape. On a snow and ice-packed off-road course, the Sport proved so capable it felt like driving with a normal road, and yes, it was only hitting deep snow you realized the job the car was doing. Throw in a very wading depth of 600 mm and even more if had decent clearance at both ends with the car, as well as the Sport will probably live up for the off-road capabilities the Land Rover brand is known for. The driver is greeted using a well-balanced combination of premium materials and robust-looking controls. The view are going to be familiar on the owners with the bigger Discovery and much more stylish Range Rover Evoque. Also, it feels well screwed together. The tyre feels solid and is sold with extra functions to regulate cruise control, audio and telephone functions, while using two conventional speedo and rev dials built by a digital screen. Controls for climate control, heated seats, window demisters and fan speed dominate the upright central console, while above can be a new 8-inch touchscreen that responds to finger swipes and pinch moves to get into various functions, for example the sat-nav, stereo audio and car performance modes. Smartphones, both Android and Apple, can be connected via USB to get into Land Rover's in-control apps. This means the Auto's touchscreen technology becomes an extension in the smartphone for particular apps including auto parking, internet radio and door-to-door sat-nav apps, and also accessing the phone's calendar, contacts and music library. Otherwise, smartphones and MP3 players will also be connected via Bluetooth. All Discovery Sports come using a pop-up drive selector that twists to choose park, reverse, drive and sport modes. Behind that is really a cubby area along with an armrest that lifts approximately reveal another deep storage hole. You will not disappointed with Land Rover Discovery Sport comfort levels. Front passengers secure a good amount of leg, shoulder and headroom, and depending for the trim level chosen, come with an abundance of adjustment. The second row of seats slide between the two to increase or decrease legroom, and due to a 6040 spilt the seats may be set at different distances to support one or two particularly longer-legged passengers. The third row of seats are for occasional use for adults and teenagers, and acceptable for longer distances for smaller children, though using the rear seats available online for as little boot space left. This can be a mid-sized SUV, however it comes which has a lot of kit as standard and a few very useful safety technology too. Land Rover Discovery Sports equipment. There are 4 trim levels to pick from, say Tech, HSE and HSE Luxury. A new range topping trim was added for 2016, HSE Dynamic Luxury. Say Trim Standard Kit. The intra-level trim features 5+2 seating including a 6040 spilt second row that tilts and slides to legroom, plus 2 fold flat rearmost seats. It also features partial leather upholstery, a 10-speaker audio system, 8-inch touchscreen mounted inside the central dash. Front seats secure heating and 6-way manual adjustment. Navigating the multimedia system, your home screen controls the audio, climate, phone and sat-nav functions, while a finger swipe away is 4x4 and off-road status, eco-performance and ambient lighting control. Heated windscreen, cruise control, DAB radio, Bluetooth audio connection and 18-inch alloys complete the kit lineup. SATEC Standard Kit. This version adds an STCAD-based sat-nav system with touch features and functions, 3D city models and views of upcoming junctions, traffic jam announcements, lane guidance icons and motorway junction traffic sign displays. Customers may also update the auto's maps, plus use voice commands to go into a destination. SATEC also features auto lights and windscreen wipers, front parking sensors, powered tailgate and front fog lamps. HSE Standard Kit. This derivative secures and upgraded speakers featuring 11 speakers, an amplifier and subwoofer for claimed superior sound. Buyers also gain full leather seats with 8-way electric adjustment, panoramic sunroof, xenon headlights with LED running lights, keyless entry, reversing camera and larger 19-inch alloys. HSE Luxury Standard Kit. It builds about the HSE with the addition of 10-way memory electric adjustment, cooling and heating to front seats. In addition to the second row seats, by heating servers does the controls. There is often a parallel and perpendicular parking assist system which helps steer your vehicle into parking bays or parallel spaces. Together with customer can adjust the within mood lighting. Buyers is only able to secure the HSE Luxury trim with all the 9-speed automatic gearbox. HSE Dynamic Luxury. New range topping trim for 2016. On top of HSE Luxury version it comes using the black pack as standard, which include black design touches, for example roof color, side vents, door cladding and side moldings, plus gloss black 20-inch alloy wheels. Inside the vehicle are further design enhancements including contrasting colored inserts and stitching. Land Rover Discovery Sport Accessories. There's an extensive variety of accessories including a black pack that also includes gloss black grille, black contrasting roof, black door mirror caps and black exterior trim plus 20-inch alloys. There's an entertainment pack which includes 2 8-inch screens built in the back on the 2 front headrests, a couple cordless headphones, USB port and dedicated handy remote control for rear passengers to choose their own film, TV, music or gaming system. The pack also adds a Meridian head unit with 17 speakers. Buyers could also select a full panoramic sunroof with dark tint and electrically powered blind, stainless steel sports pedals, aluminium T-watch plates, roof rails as well as a range of towing accessories. Also on offer are headrest-mounted iPad holders with quick-release fixings as well as a center armrest cooler and warmer box. The high degrees of Land Rover Discovery Sport safety are actually confirmed, having a 5-star Euro NCAP award, the greatest star rating possible on the independent crash experts. Full variety of airbags. It comes well equipped with the 2 driver and front passenger securing front, head and thorax airbags. As you move, the driver is additionally protected with a knee airbag and rear passengers can make use of curtain airbags. All seatbelts consist of pretensioners plus seatbelt reminders as standard. The front passenger airbag may be deactivated. That's useful when fitting a newborn carry cot about the seat. The rear 2 outer seats consist of ISOFIX for any simple, secure solution to fit a compatible child seat. Auto city braking and pedestrian protection. In relation to proactive safety, the Sport can also be well equipped as standard, coming with ABS, electronic stability control, traction control, roll stability, emergency brake lights and lane departure warning, all fitted as standard. Land Rover also has fitted autonomous emergency braking as standard, a method that is built to automatically brake the automobile if it detects a frontal collision is inevitable. At slower speeds, conventional city driving it aims in order to avoid a collision completely, and at higher speeds around 50 miles per hour to lessen the severity in the impact. Pedestrians also reap the benefits of improved safety, as fitted as standard is often a bonnet airbag which deploys within the event on the car striking a pedestrian to produce greater cushioning on impact. One from the key strengths associated with the SUV, Land Rover Discovery Sport's practicality is especially impressive. The second row of seats slide and tilt for really passenger comfort, along with a center armrest folds to create a load-through hatch. Occasional adult passengers or young children is usually accommodated inside third-row seats which fold flat. Boot space is really a very impressive 829 litres, though that grows to 981 litres together with the second-row seats slid fully forward. There are 4 12V power points and approximately 6 USB charging points may be specified to hold tablet and smartphone known as Happy. Passengers beforehand secure cup holders and also a cubby hole with a sliding cover, even though the front and rear door bins offer space for storing of nearly 14 litres each.